Good morning. What a surprise looking at the option quotes this morning, especially after yesterday. Um, the rally day up. See, this reversal was exactly what we talked about. One of the scenarios we talked about from the beginning of the week on this move up, whether this would turn into a bottoming tail bar day or whether we'd have a red bar ignored. So we got the red bar ignored scenario. And YouTube typing something to me. I think they can hear me in YouTube. Just guys, let me know, but you should be able to hear me. So the surprise was, as we look at SPX every day, the premiums are amazing. So far down after a reversal day like that. So from a contrarian point of view, that's a good thing. Especially for today, I think it's impossible that it would go there, which we all know anything's impossible, but it's just an observation. So again, we go through our routine, like 413-ish, look at the gap down, 413 or so. That's halfway, not a really big deal. We'll see if it comes back. You can see it flailing around here on the jobs report. There really isn't much of anything to stop it from going down. So buyers have to step up here. That little retest right where we were looking at there, and up it went, got near the high of the day. It stalled, and then right into the close, a little buying spurt right into the close. So bullish. So now gapping below this area here, obviously a little bearish shock to gap below the wide range bar and below this little consolidation there on a short-term basis. You can see the 15-minute chart. So not a good way to start after that. So now we're going to see how bullish institutions are compared to yesterday's buying, and so on. And do I have that chart here anymore? No. Sentiment is up into an extreme. So breadth yesterday was pretty good. It wasn't what it was coming off of the low, but it was pretty good. So that's a good sign. So okay, we see where that is. We look at the futures. All right, not a big deal. Consolidating up here. We'll see if it turns into a green bar. Having a day like this is pretty normal. After a wide range bar day, it didn't take out any resistance yesterday. Well, it got over the prior day's high, but again, didn't get up near that top day. And we see the pullback here now. It's getting a little deep. Yeah, a lot of bear sandwiches yesterday. There's lots and lots of bullish patterns. So this pullback here, coming back to where buyers should want to step up. Right. So SPX. Well, I go and look at the premiums a minute or so ago, and I see they're like, wow. $1.60 by $1.80 here at 1050 below this low. And then going down lower, I mean, you could do 40.25, 70 by 85. So with this kind of a pattern, I mean, could it get all the way down here to this level where this little green area is here, down there? And the only way I would think that is if it was gapping down below yesterday's low. Then I would think, sure, that's definitely possible. But from as we looked at SPY, it's trading around here below these pivots. So if it was to continue to go down all day and negate this red bar, all right, which would be wow, after yesterday, and then going all the way back down below that retest pattern to come all the way down here. I'll say very, very low probability. Now that it's opening lower, of course, the question is, can it recover and gap back up above the high? Well, gapping down to about the middle of that bar, it could, but it's unlikely that it could get much that further than that. So let's check this one, 42. You could go up to 42, 40, 42, 35. So I think, looking at the, what's going on here, I think an iron condor is doable today. To go all up above here, right? Because it's got to travel all the way back. It's got to get through 4,200, and then it's got to get up to around to 4235-ish. 35, which is 75 by 90 right now. We'll see what it is at the open. So, I mean, all the way down there, all the way up here, one or the other today, I think it's highly unlikely. Right? All right. Qs, NASDAQ, not a big deal. Consolidation that did get above here. It was stronger. It's pulling back quite a bit. There's the whipsaw on the jobs report, whipping around. Things had to settle down, and it does open up the door to coming all the way back down here. If it doesn't, because there's nothing to the left. All right. Don't be tempted to get out your fib retracements, because all of that hocus pocus, but it's minor support level, which is still subjective. And anyway, they have to begin to create support. All right. So began to do that. Jobs report whipping around. Just a messy morning here to start the day. Right. YM consolidation, right? Whipping around. Russell consolidation, holding up better, not that deep into that bar. Same whipping around there. Remember, the weekly isn't a downtrend. We got a nice reversal there. So the assumption is that it could get higher before turn, maybe even above, that little red area, that pivot. But certainly don't look like it's going to happen today. Now, here's the fly in the ointment, right? We talked about. Some of you might remember this day, it was pre-market was down below here, and then it recovered, and we get this wide range bar, and then this reversal back down. And so far, it's holding, getting a topping tail on the weekly. And look, if this starts breaking lower, like next week, this breaks below there, we just know recently that just hasn't been a good sign for the markets. And now this is, like I said, a fly in the ointment in the bullish, short-term bullish case against the intermediate-term bearish case. Interest rates going up. This is what I said at the beginning of the week. This was, the market ignored this yesterday. It ignored Bitcoin. It ignored interest rates. And they're continuing to push up here. Yesterday I said, watch out. This gets above 3%. We really just might see this thing fall all the way back down. Crazy market. That's my little alarm I had there before 3%. This is coming up to 3% there. 30-year. And there's the 5-year. It's perking up there. So it's just been a bit of a really erratic market environment. A little topping. It wasn't an uptrend, but again, set your alerts. Starts pushing up here. I think that makes the argument of, hey, what we talked about with this bullish, buying that we saw last week. I mean, it is what it is, and it's true. I mean, it's a fact. There's the data. And then it's supposed to have formed the pattern that I mentioned, and it did. And now that's supposed to hold up relatively well today and eventually get higher because this is a continuation pattern. So it's, take out the high and push up into this red area up here. So, but if it fails, what does that mean other than just obvious failure? It means that all of this institutional buying that pushed this internal market gauge up here turns into supply. What will Fed bond reduction or whatever it's called look like? I have no idea, Thane. What will it look like? If they pull liquidity, they're tightening things up. That's not good for the markets, but it's what's necessary. And they started way too late. You've heard how many commentators say they're behind the curve. That's obvious. They're between a rock and a hard place. It's like you know you've got some problem, and to deal with the problem is going to be painful. So, you put your head in the sand and the problem grows, and how bad it's like in a bad trade, it's going against you. It blew through your stop and you're in hope mode, and more information comes that, your hope is being dashed. And at what point do you really hit the panic button? And what is that going to look like? It's going to look something like, the market doing this. So I'm not saying that's going today, but at some point, I suspect that's what it needs to be. And where's my transports? Did great yesterday. This supposed to be like, you had this couple of days of correction here and you get the green bar. Even if it opens lower, this buyers are supposed to step up and take it back up above the high of the bar, right? That's the historical pattern. So now that's what we're waiting to see, right? It's still inching lower. So now that there's a pivot that's formed here, buyers stepped up. We need to see them step up again. There's a down move. It creates a void getting above 4140. It's supposed to go back up and deal with this pivot up here, which kind of leads to, you know what? It's going to be messy for a while until it finds its way to settle through this news. Oil still, dipped down and came back. That's still bullish, holding up there. Silver, at a pivot, so no interest in buying there, but a red bar ignored and a deep retracement. So that's good. It's still in a downtrend here, but we got a bottoming tail bar. And gold, same type of scenario there. But at this pivot, we need to see the dollar. Hey, look at that. The dollar's pulling in here, but that is at this turning point, which we don't have a definitive reversal. We need to see if this actually will turn around. Let's see, 2730. Yeah, look. I'm looking at the daily. Look at where the intraday is moving up. This turning back up off of the 50. We're going to have a mess here today. This is a mess. And what else to look at here? These have been flat, the yield curves. This has been coming down, the longest against the shortest. Still overall not bad. So some improvement from what it was. Got a lot of confusion going on here. And we can't change it. Sentiment. Be careful at the open here. Things are whippy, and we'll see if it settles down. And again, it's pulled back about halfway, starting to take hold here a little bit where it should. And Qs, same story. Or just take the day off. But we don't going to do that. We're addicted to this stuff. To you, Dan. VIX, VIX, broke lower here. It's turned back up. It's got a rounding top here. So I don't know. With the VIX, primarily we just look at support and resistance. Sometimes it trends, but this is just a mess here. So I don't really take much away from what's going on there. To you, Dan.
All right, good morning. Happy 0 DTE day. So we started putting on some bullish positions yesterday. Spiders, Qs, and I always call a spade a spade. I said, this is a bullish close. Could we gap under yesterday's low today? I said, sure. And then we just manage our positions and, look for new shorts. But yeah, for retracement, everything Greg said, yeah, I'm hoping that we hold here, bounce a little bit. And then Monday, we will have a ton of bullish 1, 2, 3s that if we take out the high. So the morning here, yep, I'm doing nothing, watching retracements. I do have a couple of nice put spread ideas actually that are setting up even in a weak market. Rolex, why is it short? I don't see where it's gapping. It's just in a trading range. That doesn't look great to me because every time it tries to go down, it's like a brick wall of support. I can find many other bearish ones. Jets were weak yesterday. That's a 1, 2, 3. Some of the cruise ships 1, 2, 3. What's another one here? I have an alarm on it. All right, so I think I heard somebody on CNBC say Apple. I don't know if Apple came out and admitted it or it was a rumor or whatever that they're going to miss the quarter, but you can see that's a nasty gap. So that's a shock pattern gapping to yesterday's low. It's going to be a 180 reversal. So that's actually a 0 DTE call spread if there's any juice, maybe up at the 150s or higher. Tesla, obviously, all over the news. Elon Musk coming out and saying, danger, danger. He sees big business problems ahead in the economy and so forth. And, he's a tough cookie. Greg, for the past year, 2 years, 3 years, I guess, since Corona, the employees have been so bold across the board. And it's like, they're like, I ain't coming to work. If you want me to work, I may log in from Costa Rica. And I've been thinking to myself, I can't wait for this tide to turn. You sitting here bossing around these companies, because you're a princess. And so Musk, I admire him. He's like, 40 hours in the office. If you don't show up, I'll assume you resigned. End of story. So then, people had bought expensive houses and, spending sprees. And when your job is now in jeopardy, that's going to affect behavior. So the consumer slowing spending, worried about their jobs now, whereas past 3 years, the employee was king. Hiring freezes. Coin came out and said total hiring freeze. I'm even revoking some offers. Microsoft yesterday, that was a shocking to me reversal, profit warning, and it closes with the biggest bullish wide range bar in this whole darn chart in 4 months. It's like, what? That shocked me yesterday. And JP Morgan came out to today's Friday. On Wednesday, JP Morgan came out and caused that little afternoon sell-off with his warning. So yeah, things will be interesting here. next couple of weeks, months. All right, SOPA, I just saw. Well, yes, Passion Joe, that's 100% what I was saying yesterday. That when you get bullish price action on bearish news, yeah, and that, believe it or not, Greg and I were both saying it in the morning, like, wow, the markets are holding pretty darn well in light of that. All right, little SOPA here. I just saw moving pre-market. I'll keep an eye on that. Water, kind of an inverse head and shoulders. Gapping up here. If it goes to 60 cents, percentage wise, that's 20%. Yeah, the Fed's getting what they want. Yeah, I agree. And I even heard Kramer saying, because I totally agree with this employment now. The Fed wants a slowing economy employment, not what's the word to use? Not an whatever it was, unemployment recession, whatever he said. But I understood. For what, Grimy? Tell me what you're thinking. It's a bullish daily. It's a bearish pre-market with a price void, so possibly a day trade short. But you know why I'm putting this on my list? Guess what? It's a very acceptable retracement into yesterday's bar if it closes like this. Let's just say it closes right here, 24.25. I promise you it will be in the weekend letter as a 1, 2, 3 long. All right, so there's coin. Micron got a downgrade. It's pretty weak here, but that is look, people say charts don't work. I mean, look at this. The buyers, the money all over the world was stepping up here at 66 bucks, saying fundamentally that's a good value. So this is just range bound now. So this could be an iron condor, which means we sell out of the money call spread over resistance, out of the money put spreads under support. So I'll keep an eye on that. Papa Delta, I think might have been earnings. It's popping. There's another put spread idea. Oh, the other put spread idea is here. I already sent out Lulu here, continuation pattern, strong uptrend, strong pre-market on earnings. That's put spread. Twitter, I gave. Same, it's up 30-minute high. And Kiss, it's just a little pull. We don't call this a buy setup because it's in a downtrend, but it's a pullback and reversal after a bounce from a Climo, gapping up 30-minute high, Climo on the weekly, put spread idea. Okta put spread idea on earnings 108, but the problem is gap's too big. I don't think we're going to get any juice. That's why I didn't post it. Crowd gapping down. So that's, and see, just eyeball it. Do you see how that's gapping more than 50% into the bar? So, that's a little shock pattern right now. Asian, same. That's in a bearish downtrend, gapping down near yesterday's low. I can't see any gaps. Cool, gapping down. Wow, this might turn into a bull sandwich. Big red bar, big green bar under yesterday's low. That's a call spread idea. Stone gapping up, bullish. We'll keep an eye on that. Looks like nice bottoming daily. Look at a weekly. Hey, that could turn into a major home run. I'm going to put that in a window. I see here Boeing's one of my permanent little thumbnails. I see Boeing holding pretty darn well. We were eyeing that little red bar ignore continuation breakout. And I see once again, see the retracement levels? Retracement levels, this is 10%. So that is holding incredibly well. So similar to Uber, this will be a beautiful 1, 2, 3 for Monday if it closes like this. Where am I? NX. Kind of trades light volume. I see some prints. That's gap breakout. Save Spirit Airlines is in the news again. People are trying to buy them. Yeah, hey George. Yeah, you know, I'm in Fort Lauderdale, Craig's Miami Beach, and yep, we got a little tropical storm gonna keep us wet this weekend. Zoom Z, 31 bucks, bearish. That's a call spread idea, and see how it sets up as a day trade short. Poor Joan. Looks like that's gapping all-time lows and a downtrend. Looks horrible. Napa, I don't like the way it trades, but it's a gap breakout, bullish weekly. You know, see if there's a put spread idea there. Here, chug. Here's another put spread idea, David. Chug, chug, chug. Put this in a window. So I even in a weak market, I got 4 or 5. Yeah, we're cracking lower here pre-market now, so that means I'm not going to be liking the retracement. I was hoping that we were going to at least hold those pre-market levels. TDTX. That sounds like a bio. All right, so there's no symbol there, David. Tilius, I think had earnings gapping down.